Well, President Trump, in a day where we have a lot of different news items going on, continue his attack on his Attorney General Jeff Sessions in these latest tweets, like this one. Why didn't AG, the Attorney General Sessions, replace acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe, a Comey friend, who was in charge of the Clinton investigation but got big dollars for his wife's political run from Hillary Clinton and her representatives, drain the swamp? With me now is North Carolina Republican Senator Thom Tillis. Senator, very good having you. And I know it's very difficult for you and your Republican colleagues to balance, you know, obviously being loyal to the president, being loyal to a former colleague and friend, Jeff Sessions. But several of you, including yourself, sir, along with Chuck Grassley and Lindsey Graham and Orrin Hatch, Mitch McConnell, Richard Shelby, have spoken highly of Jeff Sessions, and you refer to his unwavering commitment to the rule of law. So let me ask you up front, do you think the president is going too far?
Well, look, it's not at all hard to be loyal to Jeff Sessions because he's a man of integrity, and I think he made the right call on recusal. This has nothing to do whether or not he was forced to do it. He did it because of appearances. I think that the president should want an attorney general that's reestablishing the trust in the Department of Justice and the FBI by showing that level of independence. It's a unique cabinet post.
But clearly he doesn't want that, Senator.
Well, I think that you see a number of us here in the Senate who believe that Jeff is right for the job, or AG Sessions is right for the job, and we want to move beyond these distractions to get on the things that the American people expect out of us: a health care outcome, a tax outcome, infrastructure, all the things you were talking about in your last segment. That's the work to be done here in the Congress. And I think that having Senator Sessions, or now AG Sessions, there is a good thing, and it needs to continue.
To me, it looks a little childish. You're closer to this than I am, but you don't strike me as the type of fellow, if you had a problem with a staff member, you humiliate them in tweets before just calling them aside and saying it's not working out. Goodbye. In this case, the president has humiliated his attorney general, who some say he's interpreted as his personal lawyer. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I do think that it doesn't make him look like someone who would instill loyalty. And I'm wondering what the fallout from all this will be, regardless of what happens to the Attorney General.
Well, first off, the president's lawyer is in the White House, not in the Department of Justice. This is a person who's sworn to uphold the Constitution and the law, period, end of story.
But the president's criticism, Senator, make it sound like he doesn't concur with that description.
Well, that may be, but that's the fact. And I think that what we need to do is make sure that the AG is continuing to do the great job of being independent, getting about the Russia investigation, getting the FBI moving with the new FBI director, and then let us in Congress not be distracted by these things so that we can get on the important promises that we need to keep.
All right. The president makes that difficult, though, right? In this situation, I'm just wondering whether you think, given the constant embarrassment he has to endure in the press, whether it's deserved or not, he should just quit.
Jeff Sessions is a courageous man. He's going to be a great attorney general, and I expect him to be there for a while.
All right, what if he isn't? If the president fires him, the indication is that the president would have an uphill fight getting almost anyone else approved in the Senate. Do you agree with that?
I think that there are going to be problems, not the least of which is having to go through another nominations process when we have so many judicial appointments and other things that I, as a member of the Judiciary, would like to get onto.
All right.